Hey guys, so time for another story. Today's story is How Rocket Learned to Read, and this is written and illustrated by Tad Hills. And it's a great book all about loving reading and enjoying learning how to read and the power that comes when you know how to read. Rocket loved to play. He loved to chase leaves and chew sticks. He loved to listen to the birds sing, which are all things that we can do even right now. We're stuck at home. If we're stuck at home, we can go outside and listen to the birds. Every fall morning, after chasing leaves, Rocket would lie down in his favorite spot under his favorite tree, and there he would sniff the neighborhood smells and settle in for a good nap. See? He's all snuggled down. But one day, a little yellow bird startled Rocket. "Aha, my first student! Wonderful!" she sang. Rocket was confused. "Student? Well, I'm not a..." "But if I am your teacher," the bird interrupted, "then you must be my student." Well, Rocket found it quite hard to argue with this bird. "I'm so glad you saw my sign," the bird chirped. "Oh, yes, I can see it," Rocket said, "but I don't know how to read." "Can't read? Fantastic!" She waved a wing. "Welcome to my classroom." "But I just came here to nap," Rocket said. No, there will be no napping in class," declared the bird, "except, of course, during nap time." "Well, then, I can take a nap right over here," said Rocket. "I've had a very busy morning." "Not to worry, I'll be around every day," chirped the bird, "until the weather turns." See, it says, "Class starts today." Great things happen when you read. As Rocket breathed in the crisp air, the little yellow bird hung her banner. "Ah, the wondrous, mighty, gorgeous alphabet," she marveled, "where it all begins." Opening up a book, the bird began to read. She sang out the story of an unlucky dog named Buster who had lost his very favorite bone. I'm going to switch. I have to switch periodically because my arm falls asleep. A cool breeze carried her lively voice across the yard, and at first Rocket was disturbed. Disturbed is a fancy way to say bothered or annoyed or something like that. Be on the lookout for good words like this when you hear the story. And if you don't know a word, pause it and ask a parent or an adult with you. But before long, he found himself captivated. Captivated is like captured, hooked in, loving the story. To Rocket, the story was as delicious as the earthy smells of fall. It was as exciting as chasing leaves. He closed his eyes and listened to every single word. As Buster dug and dug under the lilac bush, the bird read, he felt something familiar. Rocket waited. Was it the bone? He wondered. Silence. Was it the bone?" he called out to the bird. More silence. "Was it the bone?" Rocket hollered. Suddenly, he was rushing to the tree. "Well, was it?" But the little yellow bird was completely gone. The next morning, Rocket arrived quite early. Look, it's got the special book ready, saving its spot. At last, the little yellow bird appeared. "Hello, wonderful to see you in class," she chirped. "I can tell by your waggy tail you are well rested." The word of the day, dog. "Well, I'd like to hear the end of the story, please," said Rocket. "That seems like a fine way to start the day," chirped the bird. She gave Rocket a name tag and began to read. Every day, Rocket returned to the little yellow bird's classroom, and in the morning, the bird taught him a new letter. On this day, the letter was B. Can you see? Until he learned all of the wondrous, mighty, and gorgeous alphabet. Together they sang out the sounds that each letter makes and spelled the words they heard around them. With a G and many R's, they spelled Mr. Barker's growl. They spelled grrr. They spelled the sound of the wind, which was growing colder by the day. Whoosh. Soon they were spelling words like fall, F-A-L-L, for the gusty time of year, and red, R-E-D, for the color of the leaves. And each afternoon the bird read a story. She read stories about dogs and birds. She read about leaves changing colors and about birds flying south for the winter. Then one day, the weather turned and the letter banner disappeared. "See you again in the glorious spring," the bird sang. And as she flew into the wintry sky, she called, "Don't forget, words are built one letter at a time." The days grew shorter and the leaves fell from the trees. Look, A, B, C. The grass became crunchy, and soon Rocket's classroom disappeared under the snow. He remembered the little yellow bird's alphabet and practiced his lessons. Because learning is fun. Rocket thought about the bird's sweet chirp while he sounded out words like d-ig, and wind, and cold. He made new friends and spelled their names. Hello, E-M-M-A, Emma. Hi there, F-R-E-D, Fred. He spelled everything. This book makes me happy because I spell constantly. I love spelling. He spelled sun, S-U-N, and melt, M-E-L-T. And when Rocket spelled M-U-D, that's mud. He knew that spring, as it always does, had returned. Class starts tomorrow. The breeze blew warmer, the grass grew greener, and a sign appeared. He's excited. Early the next morning, Rocket rushed to his classroom, and as he waited, he spelled wag, because he had some wiggles in him. When I'm excited, I wiggle. Do you wiggle when you get excited? I don't know how people sit still all the time. That is not my jam. Soon the little yellow bird arrived. "Ha ha, my star student," she sang. "How wonderful to see you. I can tell by your waggy tail you are ready for class." Welcome back, Rocket. I'm not going to win any Grammys for this book. Then together they began to read. They read stories about birds flying north in the spring. They read about picnics in the warm sun. They read about Buster, the lucky dog who found his bone under the lilac bush. Look at that stack of books. Reading is the best. And when they were done, they read it again and again and A-G-A-I-N again. So if you like that book, see if there are some things in your house that you can go around and learn how to spell. And then drop me a comment and let me know the fun stuff that you're learning. Have a great day.